welcome back. Joined by Jane Kornman. She is the Pathfinders Coordinator for Northern Light Health. Jane, thank you so much for coming in. Now, before we get into Pathfinders and what it is, we're talking about grieving children today. Now, how prevalent is this in Maine? How many kids find themselves grieving the loss of a loved one?
Well, you'd be surprised. So statistically, we know that about 1 in every 12 children will lose a parent or a sibling by the time they're 18 years old. Yeah. So
that's a staggering number. Why is it important for these children to have, or families to have, a specific program for grieving?
Well, so children grieve differently than adults, and adults don't always understand how best to help their children grieve. So parents obviously want to protect their children. Mm-hmm. They don't want their children to be scared or sad or hurt. And so the natural tendency is to try to downplay when a death has happened. And unfortunately, what we don't always understand about our kids is that they know when something is going on, even if we think we're hiding it from them. And if we don't explain what's actually going on, they make up ideas in their minds that are actually worse than what actually happened. And lots of times when they can't understand a reason for something bad, the conclusion they draw is that they must have done something wrong. And they hold this inside. Also, they can see that the adults in their life are in pain, and they might be in pain too, but they feel like since the adults aren't talking about it, they shouldn't talk about it. And so they hold it in, and then they feel really isolated and lonely. And lots of times the adults have no idea that their kids are really having a hard time. So we need special grief support for them.
And that is where you come in. You run Pathfinders. Can you tell us a little bit about it and how it helps us?
Sure. So what we do at Pathfinders is we provide kids with companionship. I mean, that's a really big part of it, being part of a community. So they come along, they feel like they're the only kid who's dealing with this. And then they come to Pathfinders, they find other kids that have experienced loss as well. So they're not so alone. It breaks down that isolation. They can make friends there. And additionally, we provide them with means to cope with grief. We teach them, we educate them, we give them advice and guidelines and skills that we build with them so that they can succeed and have a happy, healthy life in spite of the losses that they might have experienced.
Now, if you were to join the group, what does the program look like? What happens in the program?
Well, we meet at a local church. We're not a religious program, but a church donates their space. So it's a very relaxed, comfortable space. We all come together. When a child is grieving, we ask that they come with a parent or guardian to the program. So we all gather in one big place. We have an opening greeting time. We keep it really fun and welcoming. And then after we gather with everyone all together, then we break into small groups. So our kids go into developmentally appropriate groups based on age. And at the same time, we work with the adults as well. And the adults get divided into groups based on the nature of the loss that they experienced. And with the kids, what we do is we do fun kids activities like you would imagine you'd see anywhere in a school or other educational or club setting, crafts, activities, games, whatever it takes to help us teach them what they need to understand, and it's a way of helping them feel better. And then with the adults, what we do is we provide two things. We provide grief support for them as well, because usually they have also experienced the loss. And we also teach them about how to better support their grieving children.
Are there opportunities for community members to get involved?
Absolutely. We need help. So we have been struggling with finding enough facilitators for this program. We use volunteer facilitators. You don't have to be a professional child worker of some sort. You don't have to have any professional experience with kids, but we will train. And if you're not comfortable doing that and you want to help out, we could really use help just getting the word out there, referring people to our program. And also we take monetary donations for this program. It's a program that we fundraise for, so people who are interested can make donations as well.
So when you're feeling the hurt, you can't go with the ostrich approach and just stick your head in the sand. You got to deal with it. You can't let it fester.
That is right.
If you want more information, it's northernlighthealth.org/Pathfinders for more about the program. You can sign up for the next session, which starts on October 16th. Jane, thank you so much for your time.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me.
Back with more right after this.